The Dubbing King software presents 20 Tips to Recording the Perfect Voiceover. A comprehensive guide. What does voiceover involve? Voiceover recording is not all about getting a microphone and talking. It is about transmitting a message and making a listener feel something. Irrespective of whether you might be voicing a personality or marketing the newest smartphone, the most crucial objective of a professional voiceover is to get information across effectively while engaging with the listener and making him/her feel comfortable with your voice. This article will guide you through 20 tips to record professional voiceovers, even from the comfort of your home. 20 tips to recording the perfect voiceover. 1. Warm up your voice. Prior to grabbing your microphone and pressing the record button, there are some things you should do to make sure that your recordings will sound professional. I'd advise that you begin with some vocal warm-up exercises. Get started with some breathing exercises, and then sing musical scales. This will make your voice crystal clear, ready and all set for casting. 2. The script. It really is a great piece of advice to familiarize oneself beforehand with what you are about to record. Odds are, the producers would have a very well-crafted script for you, but when you are working solo, you could generally be the one who has to write the script. Check with the client. What do they wish to say? Do they have a script for you, or would you have to write it yourself? In case you have to write it, make sure you mail it to the client for approval before hitting record. This will help you save a lot of time that you would have to spend re-recording the voiceovers all over afterward. 3. Get a pop filter. A pop filter, or pop screen, is utilized for monitoring voices, and it can help avert the popping sounds from getting into the recording. For instance, place your hand right in front of your mouth and say the word bang. Do you feel that air impact? Whenever a microphone picks this up, it doesn't sound very nice, so be sure to prevent this in your voiceover recordings by using a pop filter. 4. Watch the video several times. Like I mentioned above, the sooner you begin getting familiar with what you are going to record, the better. Check with your client if you can watch the video prior to getting into the studio. If you're able to talk them into watching the film a couple of minutes before you begin recording, well and good. This is a great time to start getting into character. Remember, performing voiceovers is just like voice acting. This is also an excellent time for you to practice your script. 5. The role of your voice, your tone. There are two kinds of tones you could use when performing voiceovers, the conversational or the publicity announcer. The conversational tone is much more intimate, it speaks directly to the listener, and it is usually a relaxed, low-pitched tone. The publicity announcer, on the other hand, is much more joyful. It is usually trying to convince you of something, and typically speaks at a faster speed and a higher pitch. Decide on which approach you are going to use before you start recording. 6. The mechanism for your voiceovers. If you are fortunate enough to record your voiceovers at a professional studio, you don't have to worry about the mechanism, because they probably have the very best equipment in the market. Having decent recording gear in your own home is very important if you want your voiceovers to sound professional, also to land much more paid gigs. You'll need a decent microphone. It doesn't need to be pricey. Seek out an inexpensive one and do your own practices. Also, you will have to have software to record, or, better referred to as a DAW, digital audio workstation. If you're able to afford to pay for the professional kinds like Logic Pro or Pro Tools, that's incredible, go get them now. But if you are looking for a free option, GarageBand, Mac, or Audacity, Windows, will function just fine. Also, get a pop filter, XLR cables, and headphones. 7. Take care of your voice. Your voice is like your instrument, so take excellent care of it. Steer clear of smoking for at least 3 days before the recording day and make sure that your body is adequately hydrated so your voice won't crack. Aim at producing something of good quality and marketable. 8. Watch the video while you record. Make sure you can see the pre-shot video from your voiceover's recording spot. This will allow you to follow the character and his/her voice inflections, bodily movements, therefore, helping you transmit the emotion that he is feeling, precisely at a particular part. 9. Always record standing up. One's body has extra potential for unrestricted airflow while you are standing up, as opposed to sitting down. This body posture will help you project your voice better, and this will come across in your voiceovers. 10. Record in a silent environment. The very last thing you would like may be the sound of a roaring plane in your voiceovers recordings. So, take into consideration your recording surroundings. Obviously, there are cases you can control with some isolation and sound treatment. Nevertheless, if you live beside a train station, I like to recommend you go record your voiceovers someplace else. 11. Speak larger than life. Imagine you are in a large room with a massive crowd, and you have no microphone, but you will need to be sure the people at the back will hear your speech loud and clear. What would you do? You'd really have to project your voice, which is just what exactly is required of you when recording voiceovers. Voice projection is a solution to not talking loud enough. Now, get me right, projecting the voice isn't the same as yelling. When you project your voice, you press the air out of your diaphragm, creating a loud sound. This can make your voiceovers sound wonderful. 12. Less is more. Incorporating too many words in a video could destroy the flow. Imagine an Earth documentary where the narrator never stops. So, keep in mind that less is more in your voiceovers, and keep the words to a minimum. 13. Try multiple line readings and voice inflections. Don't just stick with the first take, record, again and again, adding variation. Perhaps in the preceding takes, try out adding a pause or alter the tone of your voice. See what results you will get from experimenting. 14. Learn a bit about sound engineering. In the event you learn how to play with equalizers and effects, you can get your voice to sound way better by using a handful of tweaks here and there. Your voiceovers will be in high demand and you may absolutely get repeat bookings. 15. Speak clearly. Regardless of how fast you might want to go, clarity is vital in order to get the message across. Also, make sure you use the ideal pronunciation for each term. 16. Be confident, mean what you say. Stay away from words that will confuse the meaning within your casting. Ensure what you're saying without stammering, because nobody is going to listen to you until you begin sounding confident. Sounding self-assured in your voiceovers is very important. If you do not feel confident, fake it till you make it. 17. Be humble. Surround yourself with wonderful people and to learn as much as you can from everyone and from every situation. If you get corrected by a producer, try not to take it personally. Instead, consider to view their point and correct them when needed. However, positive criticism is often valuable in relation to bettering your voiceovers. Never get offended when directed into different ways of performance, as it can get you where you want when you stay humbled. 18. Read out loud every day. This is an everyday habit that can help you enhance your voiceovers and also your speaking skills dramatically, so, get it in your routine. Do thorough practice frequently, and also have a transparent concept of what is required, because it will certainly pay off. 19. Enjoy it. Love what you do and enjoy it as much as you can. After all, this is probably among the coolest jobs on the planet. Do not forget that not every person gets to do what they like. Recording voiceovers is fun, so make sure to take pleasure in it. Own it. Be comfortable with it and you will succeed. Not all people are privileged with great voices for acting, so when you find yourself in this sphere, focus on it, and perfect it. 20. Smile. Last but not least, the tip which you wouldn't think could make a huge difference, nonetheless it does. To actually evaluate the impact of the smile in your voiceovers, consider saying something into the microphone and record it. Then, say it again, but this time having a huge smile in your face. Which recording sounds more appealing? Have you ever, at any time, asked yourself why several voices above demos are rejected? This is just because many voice artists just do the task, for the sake of doing it. For one to glow in this sector, go together with the mood of the movie, film or piece that you are presenting.